Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. Welcome to Danielle's Awake. I am Danielle and I'm about to get into some things. So I know I've been like getting wigs and going shopping and all that, and I haven't really been talking about anxiety disorder and all that stuff. So we're gonna get into that today. Actually, a lot of my videos come from like something that happened or something I just happen to think about or whatever. So something happened. So I don't know if y'all watched the other video. I don't remember which one it was. Maybe the intro. I don't know. Maybe the removing negative energy video, I think it was. But I showed y'all the distance from my apartment to the like the dumpster and how that was triggering and how short it was and all that stuff, right? So I try to do that kind of stuff every day just to face that fear and just try to overcome things little by little. So I was doing all that yesterday. Like I went to the leasing office. They have like free complimentary breakfast. I went up there, which is dark when I do that. And I did that alone and, like going to the mailbox, all that stuff. And so as I was doing this, if y'all see how I'm trying to hold this camera, so it might be shaking. But as I was doing this, I had one of the worst symptoms. It's one of the ones I hate the most as it relates to my anxiety disorder, and it's called depersonalization. When I feel this, like, it really, really freaks me out. Like, every time I feel it. And I hadn't felt it that bad in a long time. Well, in a while. But what that is you feel like detached from your body. Detached from your body, or just like detached from reality. You feel like you don't really have control of your body, and you feel like numbness and tingling, and it is just the worst. And so I felt that the other day, and I was like, let me get on here, let them know what this is and give them a little bit more of my tea. But yeah, that I feel that a lot. And what I learned, because I always try to like research more about anxiety disorder and all that, but sometimes I feel like it helps a little bit when you know what's going on and why it's going on and all that stuff. But so I did some research, and I found out that some of us who deal with anxiety disorder and stuff, we have we're highly sensitive to the symptoms, the physical symptoms of anxiety disorder or anxiety attacks or panic attacks. We're really highly sensitive to that, and I think that's me because like some of my triggers again are like being on the highway, being home alone, driving alone, stuff like that. So, and people are like, what, you scared you're gonna get in a car accident, or you think somebody gonna come in the house and rob you? No, I'm not. What it is the fear of having an anxiety attack alone, I guess, because I feel like no one's gonna be able to help me and all that. So that's what we're trying to overcome. But what happens is once I start to feel those physical crazy symptoms, it just can make me panic, especially when I'm alone. I can deal with it better when I'm with someone, but when I'm alone, it just freaks me out. And so that's something that I'm actually working on. I know that when I do feel it, like when I felt it the other day, you can use some activities that are called like grounding activities, which kind of help you remember that, okay, I'm here, I'm in control. So you may look at like 5C, or pick out 5 things that you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can smell, all, things like that. Also, self-talk can help, and deep breathing. But listen, I'm saying all this stuff for your girl. I'm gonna have to keep practicing. Like, we're gonna have to keep practicing, because sometimes when you in it, you like, girl, I'm not thinking about deep breathing. I'm not thinking about none of that. I'm scared. So I was feeling that yesterday. Was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. And I didn't do a video yesterday. There was a lot going on. So I didn't do a video on it, but I wanted to make sure that I came on here and did it. Because like that symptom is the worst, and it's so hard to explain. Like, even with people that have, like a certain anxiety disorder, or they deal with anxiety, when I would talk to them and be like, yeah, do you feel this like dream like feeling, or however I was explaining it, and they're like, no, can't relate. Even when I was going to a therapist, she was like, you know what I mean? So I felt like a freaking idiot. So I had to do my own research. I think what happened was I actually saw a YouTube video, and this girl was going through it and saying how uncomfortable it is, and it's just so weird. But it's hard to explain. Like, if you go and Google it or look it up, it's gonna talk about feeling detached from your body, and it's gonna put it in those words. But like, I'm trying to think. Like, if you watch a movie and the person is like, they've been drugged, or freaking like, I don't know, coming out of like amnesia or something, I don't know, and they're looking like, where am I? And it looks foggy, like it's really foggy. It's very weird. And I'm gonna tell y'all the other experience that I felt similar, and this is why I don't do this. But I tried to do some smoking. It's like I felt the same freaking way I feel when I feel that, and like you moving in slow motion and just like out of it. So I was like, let me come out here and let me tell them about this. And I just want to know if anybody else has experienced it or has ever heard of it. And like for me, that's one of the major symptoms that I need to try to overcome, or try to find, better ways to deal with it. Because actually, lately, I haven't even allowed myself to be in those situations that are triggering. So how are you going to overcome it if you don't put yourself in those situations? But I do those things every day that were triggering, but some of the major stuff that I need to be doing, I haven't been doing. But when I do, I'm definitely going to record it. I have plans to like get on the highway and all that stuff, but it's scary. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, it's super scary, but I know I have to do it. I have to face it. But even with all the other stuff that I talk about on here, like I haven't, but talked about like trauma and when I talk about self-care and exercise and all that, that's all a part of it. Like, you have to get those things together as well, and you have to do stuff, on your time and what's comfortable for you. So right now, I'm definitely making sure that I work out every morning, because of course it's going to help your body and all that stuff, but it's really good for your mind. Good for like depression, anxiety. So I make sure I do that, and definitely make sure I'm doing anything that I want to do that feels like self-care for me. And also, like, for me, I wasn't always a person that spoke my mind. I just kind of let things go. So making sure that I'm speaking my mind and, speaking my truth, because holding all that stuff in is not good. Like, and I'm going to do another video about trauma, because your girl been through a lot of trauma, a lot of things in my life, and I never really talked about it. Like, I would just be like, no, I'm good. I've been through this, but no, I'm good. I get over it. But when I was going to see a therapist, what she told me, and it made a lot of sense, is that, when you've been through trauma, or you've been holding in things, they're going to present themselves in some way. Like, it may be anxiety, depression, addiction, alcoholism, that kind of thing. So, just facing that trauma, whether it's writing it down, seeking help, like therapy, if there's like a person that you feel comfortable with and you trust to talk to. Like I said, actually, this YouTube is very therapeutic for me, so it's helping me with that. But I want to talk too much about the trauma and stuff like that because I definitely want to dedicate a video to that. And I guess I will let you guys know some of the things I've been through and that I'm currently trying to overcome. You have to forgive yourself, forgive people, all that stuff when it comes to trauma. But I just want to come on here and talk to y'all about one of the symptoms that I hate about having anxiety disorder and that I'm currently working on. It's called depersonalization. Feeling detached from your body, from reality, all that stuff. So I just had that experience and I thought I would share. But make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, give me some tips. Anybody that's going through anything that I'm going through, let me know what you do or has been through anything that I'm going through. Make sure you comment. I will see you guys on the next video. Bye.